Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Courtney here. Thanks for tuning in, or welcome back to anyone that has watched my videos before. They're a little old at this point because I haven't filmed in over a year. It's crazy, I know. I don't know where the time has gone. I don't know what took me so long to pick up the camera again and start filming, but here I am, and I really want to commit to doing the whole YouTube thing, and I really want to post videos consistently, so that's what I'm really going to try to do. So much has happened in the last year. Charlie and I moved. We bought a house a year ago. We got married a month ago. Holy cannoli, I'm a married woman. No more single ladies around here, but I'm so corny. But we got married, we went to Japan for the honeymoon. It was incredible. That's a whole another video in itself, but I really just decided this is what I want to try to do. So here we are. So if you guys want to stick around for the ride, then I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel to see more beauty and makeup related videos. I'm going to do some fashion as well, and maybe some lifestyle and food related videos thrown in there also. And I would love to have you guys along and be a part of the whole thing, whatever this thing is. So today's video is going to be on this look. It is a glowy, dewy summer makeup look with an emphasis on healthy skin. I used a lot of cream and liquid products, and the Skin Feels Good Skin Tint by Lancome. This is definitely the star of the show. I love this foundation so much, and it's kind of like a little mini review almost. I go into a little bit more in depth, but this definitely has been my favorite lately. So that's really what I have going on today. Super easy eyes, nothing too smoky or crazy, just really nice and fresh for whatever summer activities you may have going on. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what other content you want to see. And without further ado, without too much more rambling from me, let's just jump right into the video. Alright guys, so first we're going to start with priming the skin. Like I mentioned, this tutorial is going to be really focused on glowy, healthy skin. So I've already cleansed and moisturized, and my skin is nice and ready to start priming. So first we're going to go in with the Smashbox primer water. This is my favorite. I use it all year long when it's hot, cold, dry, humid, whatever it is. I really like having a nice hydrated base, so that is my first step. And then I'm going to go in with the Peter Thomas Raw Pure Luxury Lift and Firm Prism Cream. It looks like this. This is a little travel size. I need to get the big one because I absolutely love it. It says it is a targeted highlighter and all over self-adjusting illuminator, so you can use it both ways. So what I'm going to do, just to make my skin extra glowy, is put just a little bit like this, that much, warm it up in between my fingers, and then just go in with that all over the face. I like this primer because it's not super silicone-y. It's not a pore filling primer. It's not marketed as that, so you don't feel all of those silicones and dimethicone, which for me really tend to clog my pores, and I get little kind of breakouts and texture all over my face. So if you're using a primer that has silicones or is marketed as a pore filling or smoothing primer, and you're noticing texture or bumps or extra breakouts, I would try to find a primer that doesn't have any silicones and see if that helps with your skin, because it seriously messes with my skin so bad. I'll use primers like that for special occasions and whatnot, but not on an everyday basis, because not a good look. So next up is the star of the show. It is the Lancome Skin Feels Good Hydrating Skin Tint Healthy Glow. It looks like this. I am in the shade 04N Sand, and this has been my favorite go-to foundation since I picked it up. We did a little shopping before we left for Japan, and we went to Sephora, and I got this because I wanted something really lightweight and easy to use every day while we were in Japan. Something I still wanted to wear makeup, some days, but I didn't want to, you know, have to have like a really heavy base, and this stuff has been amazing. I've worn it since I've been back. I wore it in Texas when it was like 106 degrees. I've worn it in Maryland when it's like 90 degrees and super humid. And it has an SPF 23, which I don't know what happened to the other two. I feel like it's usually an increment of 5, but it is amazing. So this is what the color looks like, Sand. And as you can see, it's not super runny. I mean, it's definitely, you know, like a liquid, but it's more almost like a gel-like consistency. It doesn't like run or drip down my hand or anything. And what I'm going to do is put it all over my face, and I'm going to be using a beauty blender to blend this in. So instead of going directly in with the beauty blender, I kind of just rub it into my skin just to start it off, because I don't want the beauty blender to absorb all of the product, which happens sometimes. And this foundation isn't super full coverage, so I do want some coverage. I don't want it to be too sheer, so that's why I do this. And my beauty blender is damp, of course. So this is marketed as more of a skin tint, but I do feel like it blurred my imperfections and evens out a lot of my redness. All right, and that is with a nice, you know, 1 to 1.5 layers of the foundation on. I hope the camera is picking up how glowy my skin looks. It just is so healthy looking, so fresh, and it's definitely slightly tacky to the touch, nothing crazy, but it feels like I don't have anything on my face. It is not heavy. It doesn't feel like I'm walking around with like a big like mask of foundation on, which in the summertime I really appreciate. I don't want anything like dripping off my face. And I will say that I have worn this for 12 hours and maybe even a little bit longer, and it looked incredible. Now, it didn't look as fresh as it did when I first put it on, but I have worn it all morning, all day, all night, and when I get home, I don't look at myself in the mirror and like, whoa, who is that swamp creature looking back at me? It doesn't break over on my nose. It settles into my fine lines, or my smile lines, just a tad bit, but pretty much all foundations do. But some foundations I put on and then I look in the mirror, I'm like, who is this person? I look like I've aged like 20 years. And this foundation does not do that whatsoever. So I think that is another great selling feature. So yeah, so that is the Skin Feels Good Skin Tint from Lancome. I highly recommend. It has definitely been my staple in my makeup collection this summer so far. All right, next I'm going to move into concealer, and this is the Bareminerals Bareskin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. It looks like this. So keeping on the trend of using really lightweight hydrating products, this is, they say it's complete coverage. I don't think it's super full coverage. Like, I definitely wouldn't compare it to a Shape Tape or MAC Pro Longwear or anything like that, but it does cover enough for me, and it does brighten a little bit. So I'm using shade Medium. What I have noticed in this foundation, or in this concealer, is that the shades do run a little light. So I would normally be like a light to medium in concealer, and I had to pick up medium in this. So I'm just under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and just chin a little bit, just to highlight and cover up any dark circles. And then I'll just go ahead and blend that in with my beauty blender. And as you can see, like, it does brighten and cover up, but it doesn't look cakey whatsoever. All right, so before I set that, which I am going to use a little bit of powder just to set in the places I put concealer, I am going to cream contour and use a liquid bronzer. For contour, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Matchstick. This is in the shade Mocha. I know contouring isn't supposed to be an everyday thing, but with these matchsticks, it makes it so easy, and I would love to be a contoured, sculpted goddess on a regular basis, so why not? And with this product, you can do that every day. So I just add it to my cheekbones, my jawline, a little bit around my forehead. All right, around my forehead and the bridge of my nose. But yeah, so now I'm just going to blend with the Beauty Blender. All right, that is all blended in, and next I'm going to go in with bronzer. This is the Bareminerals Bareskin Sheer Sun, and this is a really nice liquid bronzer. It is very thin. I don't know if you can see this. It's like super thin, serum-y, and so it is really sheer. The name is not lying. That is not fake news. It is very sheer, but just adds a really nice subtle glow. If you are a little more fair than I am, it would probably add a really nice color as well. For me, it doesn't add too much because I spray tan, but it does add something. And it's really nice, and I just don't like using too many powder products in the summer. I feel like it's a little heavy, and I want my skin to breathe when it's hot and humid outside. And let's see what's next. Oh, and I also have to cream highlight, and this is the Glossy Halo Scope in Quartz. I love this stuff. It is so glowy but natural at the same time. It is a balm, and it has this like little balm stuff in the middle, and then the pigment and highlight is on the outside, and I just rub my finger on top to warm it up and then put it on the high points of my face. I don't like going in directly to my face with this because I do feel like sometimes it lifts up my foundation, but when you just do this, oh my gosh. I'll put some a little above my brow bone, this side too. Cupid's bow, a little down my nose. And then I will take my Beauty Blender and just kind of go over it just to make sure it's all blended. I hope you can see this on camera. And now I'm just going to set my under eyes and the areas that I put on foundation really quickly with the RCMA No Color Powder. I love this powder. It is really lightweight on me if you don't use a lot, and it's translucent and it doesn't cause flashback. So you literally take just this much and kind of go around the bridge of my nose and then under my eye. And that's all I use. I don't do the whole baking thing for under my eyes because I feel like my eyes are a little on the, not my eyes, but my under eyes are a little on the dry side. So I try to keep them nice and hydrated and not put too much powder on. And then I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and chin. And then I do like to do a little reverse contour. So I put it right underneath, and I do let that sit. Just for a little bit while I do my brows. Alright guys, I'm back from doing my brows, and now we're going to really quickly finish up the face. It is literally just, I'm just going to add some blush. This is the Hourglass Ambient Strobe Lighting Blush in Brilliant Nude. It looks like, looks like this. It is really pretty, really glowy. So I don't want, like I said, a lot of powders, but this one, it doesn't even look like powder on the face at all. It just makes your cheeks glow. It's almost kind of like a blush topper in a sense. It doesn't have too much pigment. It just adds a nice little something to the cheeks. I'm not a huge crazy blush person, but I really do love this one. Now, real quick, I'm just going to set the face before moving on to eyes. I just want to do that just to melt everything in, and I probably will use a little bit more at the end. But this is the Kat Von D Lock-It setting spray. I love this stuff. I've been using it for a while now, and it's so good. And I really do feel like it helps everything last all day and just make everything look more one with the skin, because obviously this is so natural. So next I'm going to do the eyes. It's going to be a really quick, easy eye look. And first I'm going to go in with primer. I'm going to use this Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. This is not my favorite primer, but I'm running low on the Urban Decay one that I use all the time, so I need to go pick more up of that. So I figured I'll just use this. It's not horrible, but I do feel like, I don't feel like it's 24 hours. Like, I don't feel like my eyeshadow, it makes my eyeshadow last any longer. Like the Urban Decay one, I feel like it really keeps everything in place, but this is something. And now I'm just going to set them with some of my translucent powder that I used for my face. And I always like to set the eyeshadow base with either a cream colored eyeshadow or a translucent powder. The eyeshadow palette that I'm using today doesn't have a cream colored shadow, which is why I'm just using my translucent powder, which also works just fine. But putting the powder on top of the primer just creates a really smooth base for your eyeshadow look, and it helps with the blending and making sure nothing like sticks down into like a weird spot and looks blotchy or anything. So I always kind of like touch them afterwards to make sure they're not tacky anymore. And next, for the eyes, I'm going to be using the Smashbox and Vlada Cover Shot Petal Metal eyeshadow palette. This is the collaboration with Smashbox and Vlada. She's the one who does all the really awesome like lip art, and you can find her on Instagram. She's really cool. Her work is amazing, and this is her little palette. It looks like this. It is a bunch of really pretty rosy tones, and I'm not doing anything too crazy. I'm pretty much going to pick up this crease shade right here, which is Nude Rose. Well, I'm going to use it as a crease shade. Just pop it into my crease, kind of haphazardly, if you will. So next what I'm going to do is take, what shade do I want to take? I'm going to take this one right here. I think that is Floral Support, or no, that's not. That is Exo Vlada. And I'm just gonna take it on my finger. It looks like this. Let me swatch it for you guys. It's really pretty, really metallic, really foiled, and I'm just going to put that on my lid using my finger. I really love using my finger for lid shades, whether they're matte or foiled or shimmer, sheen, whatever it is. I just feel like I get really nice, precise application, and they just show up better on my lids. So now I'm just going to take that same brush that I used in my crease, take more of that crease color, and just kind of blend the edges of the lid shade with the crease. And then I'm going to take this little crease brush from e.l.f. and take that same shade and run it along my lower lash line. I never used to put shadow on my lower lash line. I thought it made my eyes look small and kind of funny, but I've been doing it lately and it's been working. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to think, I don't know what happened, but I'm here for it. I like it. All right, and next, the last step is I'm taking this shade, Opal Rose, with, this is a little pencil brush, and I'm just going to pop that into my inner corner. Put a nice little highlight. So instead of liner, because I can't find any, I'm going to take that darker shade and just with a little, this is a Luxie small angle brush, I'm going to kind of stamp this along my lash line. Luke? My dogs are freaking out right now. There's this one dog that lives on our street or somewhere close to us that walks by every day, multiple times a day, and they go crazy, like freaking out about this one dog. I don't know why. Like, they bark at a lot of dogs. They're not the most like dog-friendly dogs, but this one in particular, I mean, it would wake you up from a dead sleep. Like, that's how like vicious they sound when they see this dog through the window. And then they just stare and wait for it to walk back, because it walks like past our house and then turns around and comes back, and they'll just stare and wait for it to come back and freak out again. I'm like, please just stop. I've been on work calls and they've done it, and I'm like, oh my God, can you please not be crazy? So there we go. The eyes are done. Something really quick and easy, nothing too intense or too smoky. But you totally could take that same color that I used for the lash line and add it to the outer V, deepen up the crease a little bit, and have like a little smoky eye going on, and it would totally take you from day to night if you wanted something a little bit more dramatic. But for me, I think I'm going to stop here before I, go a little too far, which I can do with makeup, and move on to the lips, which I'm just literally going to line them and add a gloss, or maybe I'll line them, add a lipstick and a gloss. Maybe it'll be a little bit extra. So for lining them, I'm going to use the Smashbox Always Sharp Lip Liner in Nude Medium. I love this lip liner. I feel like it is the kind of perfect shade for my lips. It's still a nude, but it just defines them a little bit more than what they are naturally. I do overline my lips just the slightest. Just to give the illusion that they're fuller than what they are. All right, and then I'm going to use the Colourpop and Shayla collab. This is the lipstick in Quickie. It's this nice kind of pinky nude, and then her gloss in Neat Freak, and this is a really pretty kind of like gold gloss, and it has these little gold reflex in it. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it doesn't really have a lot of base pigment. It's more of like a clear kind of gloss, and then with the gold reflex. It's really pretty. So I'm just going to put on a light layer of lipstick. And now for the gloss. I love this gloss. I just feel like this whole combination of gloss and lip liner and lipstick just makes my lips look so plump and full. And who doesn't want that? All right, one more spritz of setting spray and we're done. All right, that's it, you guys. This is the final look. If you even want to call it a whole look, it's nothing crazy, nothing too like advanced or time consuming. It's really simple and really nice focus on the skin, just really healthy, glowy for summer, which I think is what we're all striving for this time of year. I hope it warms up. Not even warms up, it's warm here in Maryland, but just kind of rainy and blah with the weather lately. But I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe and like this video if you do like it, and if you want to see more videos from me. I'm really going to try to commit to this whole YouTube thing again, so if you guys have any ideas or suggestions, things you want to see from me, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'd love to have you guys along for the journey and to see where we end up. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.